Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start a new series and a new project. So I got a lot of cutting and sewing and this kind of stuff going on. So it's going to involve this. So follow along, be right back with you and show you the progress. Talk to you later. Welcome back. As you see, I've had to lay this out on my floor and I've cut it 3.50 meters. I want to confirm this with my buddy if it's 3.50 meters he wants, or because it's not going to be, it's going to be about 2 meters something. Actually, I think it's only going to be about 2 meters. Yeah, it's not even going to be 2 meters. 2 meters. It's going to be 1 meter, about 160 in width, and I don't find that very long at all, actually. So I'm thinking I may just cut this in half and then sew those seams together in the middle, and then use a silicone to waterproof those seams. So we'll have to see. Anyway, be right back. For feedback from my buddy. This is his my project, but it's his project, and so I can make this 175 by 320. If I cut this in half, and then I took this piece and sewed it. Now, by the way, this is folded in half, by the way, the longer, the width of it is, okay? So it's a total of 160, okay? So if I sewed that to the other end, I cut it in half, sewed it to the end over here, that would give it a 320 by 1.75 meters, okay? Because I have already cut it 350. So it'd make a little bit under 175 because I need to hem the ends on both sides, actually. And then instead of hemming the end on one side, I would actually I would do a fold where it's like an S shape, and sew that, double stitch that down the middle, and then use a silicone or something like that and waterproof or even wax, and then waterproof the seams. So it would be waterproof. I mean, water's not going to sit on top of the apex. It's going to slide off, and that's the idea. You want to slide off the apex. So so that wouldn't be a problem. The only time I've ever seen a problem with that was with the British Army issued Basha. That sucker, man, oh, it's made with some kind of Teflon coating, so it's super slippery, but it's got a nylon webbing built into it, and for reinforced use as a stretcher, and that just guides water right inside once you put it up. So it's really a poor design. Where the Australian Army one is perfect. It's like the best Basha of any military that exists. So anyway, hold on there. We'll get back with you and hopefully get a solution from him soon. A compromise, hopefully, because I want to do this right. It's my first time making one of these, and I'll get with you on the design of it as we go along before I go. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so it's day 2 of this sewing thing going on here. Okay, what I've done is I've cut this down. I cut this end here off of the end there, and then I replaced it here, and I've sewn a double seam here. I put it together, then I sewn another seam here. The seam's pretty straight. I'm pretty happy with the seam. Now, this is very big though on my little machine, you know, so it's a bit of work to do. What I've got to do now, I need to reinforce the middle part. So I'm going to look in now I've reinforced on the ends and done the middle a little bit, but I need to really fold this seam over, and you know, because I've hidden the seam already. Okay, let me get down here and show you. Okay, so what I've done, this material is quite stiff and a little difficult to work in. So what I've done is you can see this. First I sewed it together, then I folded it over and sewed it. So you have this kind of a seam on it. And this is going to be the long way. This is going to be right down the middle, okay? So water can travel along this as it goes down. So I'm going to have to silicone this or wax it or something. But I need to reinforce it so that it can handle the tension. Now, what I'm going to do in the middle, and I can actually open this up in the middle here. I'm going to sew a piece of material on it, and I showed them I'm going to sew on it. Give me a second here. I'm going to use this Oh, excuse me, you got a good view of my socks there. I'm gonna sew this, use this right here. I'm gonna make a loop, and it's gonna be a loop in the middle, okay? And there's also gonna be a loop on both sides. And then in each corner, there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops from this right here. It's gonna be sewn on so that you can run your paracord and stuff on, okay? But I think it's a little bit too long, so I may have to cut this down a little bit, the whole piece. So we'll have to see, because I think it's 3.50 meters right now. And that's really too long. I think 3 meters is long enough. So I'm probably going to cut 25 centimeters on each side off, and then fold it in, sew that, reinforce it. But it's really big and it's very stiff and it's not easy to sew. Like I said, I got to fold all the edges in, double fold them in, and sew along those too. And it's really not that easy. I don't have a sewing machine that has the guided system in it that really guides all this in. So it's not that very easy. But like I said, I don't have a huge amount of space either because it's a long sews. Okay, so I have to weave it around through, you know, like this, and it's not very easy. So anyway, thank you guys for following along with me here. I'll keep you in the loop. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back on this next little part. I'm going to put all this together. Now, I have been sewing this thing together. I still have 2 more edges to sew. Not to sew the edges, but 2 more attachments to sew. And then 1 in the middle here. So I have 3 more pieces to go. Man, what a project. It's not easy sewing this up on my little machine and keeping things straight. All the other lines are pretty straight. If you look around, they look pretty good until you get to this other side right here. And I have a bit of a bow here. I could take it apart and re-sew it, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference. We're going to put an attachment here on it, and then this means just less thread. It might be a little bit less beautiful, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for a friend. And although I want it to be perfect, I know it's going to take a little bit of practice. This thing is 2.50 meters long, and I can't remember what it is long. I think it's like 1.80 meters or something like that wide, or it's not 2 meters, 1.75 meters wide, which is good. It's a size of a standard Basha that you'll find. And like I said in the other videos, I took this piece, which was actually on that side, and I took it and I cut it off, and I sewn it to the side of it. So instead of being long, it'd be thicker, okay? And it's come out so far pretty good. With my little sewing machine, I've been able to really reinforce it, sew it, and get it to looking like this so far. So keep following along with me, and by the time I'm doing this video, you'll see a complete product, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna give you just a little taste of what I'm doing here. Okay, this is putting on the tie-down straps. We'll see if I can't do this with just a couple of fingers, one hand here. What I do is I put 2 bar tack types in it, and it's actually a little bit off. I gotta move this, adjust this a little bit. There we go. Oh, this is a little bit too much in there. It'll lift this up. There we go. What I do is I start off with a back stitch, and then from there I go on to I go forward and run it back and forward, and I do 2 of these stitches actually. So be right back. I'm gonna see if I can't do this with one hand. Might not work. Let me get this needle in right here and get it set in there, and see if I can't. This might not be possible. Okay, yeah, that's not very easy. So anyway, I'll finish that. Both of them. Lift the foot. It's coming a little blurry there, and I've already lifted the needle. There we go. So, and then what you can see, it's the 2 reinforced stitches in the back and in the front here. So as you see, I folded this over. It's double folded over and it's sewn. It's been sewn twice actually, and yeah, some of it looks a little messy, but the main stitching. And then I go back, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to barcode reinforced stitches, this edges here along the way, all around it, not completely, but just in spaces to make sure that that it does the job. Oh, there you go. I finished it. Okay, I've only attached a couple of guidelines to it, but I got the ridge line attached into it, and you can see, just put a small guideline in it. It's got 5 points on either side for guidelines, so you can easily tighten this thing up some more if you wanted to. It's up to you. It has a ridge line, has a prusik in the middle, which gives it some, you know, holds it in place. This is how I set my Bashas up. Much more flexible. I have a main ridge line, and then I use prusiks on it. And you've seen my video. So, Swiss Army, the M90, excuse me, the TAS 90 woodland camouflage that's currently being used by the Swiss Army. Now, the Swiss Army is right now in the process of adopting a new camouflage. It's still in the testing. It's the same format, but different coloring. It looks more like multicam. It would be a little bit clearer than what you see right here. Just like here's a nice green color here, which would go really well if you look back there in that. But has the black in it. The black is, you know, well, the problem is that you see on uniforms, it fades to sort of blue color. But anyway, so you have a seam in the middle. This seam is reinforced several times actually, and then I've reinforced all the seams around it. It's wrapped and sewn, not perfectly, but you know what? My first time to make one of these, the first one I've made for my buddy Quentin, and I think it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's pretty straight. Around the tree right here. Yeah, it's come out pretty good. It's not too bad. There's a little small curve you see right here. It's not as straight as it could be, but you know what? That's not going to affect it because aesthetically it's not the most beautiful, but you know what? These points are still going to hold. If you notice, these are double reinforced sewn. Everything is, and it's looking pretty good up top. You don't necessarily need this right here, but I put it in. Now I put it in this way right here because the prusik sort of sits around like this right here, and then you can change it. I mean, you can actually run the line through here also if you want to. This way, you can run a different way. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. You can adapt this thing the way you want to, just the way I put it on there. I should have sewn it with the seam here, but I sort of like, you know, yeah, next time. This looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Good deal. This is it right here. And material is not the lightest material. It's a little bit heavy. It's almost canvas like, but it's not. It's nylon, a little thick, but you know what? This thing's definitely going to shed some water. Could silicone the seam if need be, but I don't think it's necessary. The way I've sewn it, I don't think water's going to get through it. If it does, you know, I'd be surprised. But yeah, could silicone that, and but I just don't think it's necessary. We'll have to see. Have to test it out and see. Need to spend the night in the rain and see if it does it or not. But anyway, this is it. Listen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Beautiful day. Hear the bells from my village. You can see my village over there in the background. Okay, I'm at the football stadium here. But I just want to have a little more light in it here. Nice little areas. It's been cut. You can see they've got some logs in here, just kind of like that. But it's a nice little area. A little more light in here. I thought it'd be really nice to put it up here. I've made some videos here before, but listen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it all comes together pretty well. A lot of it's in my kitchen, on the floor, in my sewing machine. But this is the end result. It doesn't fold up super compact, but I will fold it up and show you, give you an idea how it looks. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I ask you to please subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends and enemies, thumbs up, like the video, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think, and give me your hard opinion. I can take good or bad. It doesn't bother me too much. I'm here to learn. Anyway, on to the next project. Listen, I hope you all have a good day. You take care of yourselves. Enjoy the Sunday evening, what's left of it for the next week. And God bless you. Take care. There it is, the end result, folded up. with the cords. Fold up. It's not that light. I don't know how much it weighs, but it's less than a kilo. It's over 500 grams. But I added a strap here too. It's a very typical Swiss Army song or strap. I cut it down so to fit this. I do make shorter ones. I don't have any shorter ones, so I cut that one down. These are my 10 stakes I use, but you could easily slide some 10 stakes up inside there. I mean, you got enough, whatever you need, you know, or you can make some out of wood. But you can see the outer part is this nylon, the inner part is just a coated nylon. The inside is the inside of it right there, but it looks pretty good. Not bad. It's not as compact as it could be, but it's not too bad. It's more compact than a lot of them are, and it's actually more compact than the British Army Basha, which is a pain in the butt because it's got so much silicone on it slides, and it's just so slippery. It's hard to deal with, even store it away. You can't at all. Now this is almost about the same size. It's probably the same size as the Australian Army Basha. It's just more stiff, the material is. But that is a really good Basha. That's probably my favorite. That's what I use normally. And then of course, U.S. Army just has a poncho, but not nearly as big, but it's multi-use. I mean, it's you can use it as a rain cover or whatever too. So which makes it really nice. And I still need to get myself one. Anyway, end of the video. Final result, packed away. There we go. And I hope you all have a good one. Take care of yourselves. See you next project.